I can't leave my camera on for like too long without using OBS. It'll start going crazy for some reason. Alright, as promised last night, I'm going to go through the visual novel part of this game. Oh, is it working? So why is it? Okay, let me just turn it back on again. This camera hub software is the buggiest thing ever. Wait. Okay, this is how the devs intended the game to be played. That's good. Now the thing is, the devs need to have a little bit more backbone and just say, if this is how we intend for you to play the game, then just stick with that. We don't need all these other difficulties. And just create what you envision, you know. For players with small experience with shooting games, you're immortal in all gameplay sections. I mean, the bullets are so slow. It's not even funny, actually. It's like... it's quite easy. Under pressure from the outside world, the king created a protective barrier around the island.
Do you remember the day we met, Walter?
Oh, this is fully voiced.
I still remember it vividly. The air was crisp and chilly when I saw Sky Fortress for the first time.
Oh, it's using real-time graphics though. I'm pretty impressed. And like Raiden Nova, like the boss battles using FMVs. Wait, where are they doing the shoot 'em up part? Okay. Oh, this is cute. Oh, nice. Can you slam it in now? Okay, this is really cute. I like it. Because they didn't have to do this. So, what is this? Not familiar with these names. Like Swedish. Defeated enemies drop various power-ups. Collect them to turn the tide of battle to your side. Yeah. This game, you get power-ups every 5 seconds.
Perhaps you were right. Perhaps peaceful times have made us blind. Perhaps we were living on stolen time. But even if that was the case, I just wish we had more. Everything feels like a dream, Walter. But I hope you were real.
Voice acting is not bad. This story, this is a story with multiple endings. When the fate stone shows up on the screen, indicates important choice you just made. Pick your answers wisely to shape the outcome of the story. Okay. Oh, not everything is fully voiced. The first day of the rest of your life starts now. It's been a week since I heard those words at my deployment. Sky Fortress. I spent my whole life working hard to get here, but now it feels unreal. The jewel in the crown of our kingdom, a military base in the blue sky, seems straight out of a fairy tale. It shines among the clouds, fueled by the infinite power of the light. A technological novelty for some, a divine miracle for others. My perspective is different, but I don't find that hard to believe at all. Service in such an elite military base is an ultimate honor for any soldier. But the fortress is much more than that. It's a symbol of our freedom, levitating mid-air as if even the shackles of gravity couldn't keep it down. 100 years ago, when the kingdom of Alessia faced destruction, mysterious crystals discovered on our small island changed its fate. Their infinite, pure energy fueled our machinery, modernized the economy, and saved our country from downfall. I don't know how the ore works exactly. It's the egghead's job. For most of us, it might as well be magic. The light changed everything. The morning sun bathes the officers' quarters in a golden glow as my mind wanders. Behind the large window, there's a view of all shades of blue. Azure water reflects the sunlight. I rock in my chair, watching the clouds lazily pass by. Tall watchtowers loom on the horizon, pulsing with the light of crystals that power them. Sometimes, when the sky is clear, I think I can see a gleam of the veil on the horizon. It reminds me of the price we all have to
Is
pay.
it really you?
Meet Albatross. A vibrant melodic voice interrupts my thoughts. Although quiet, it startles me like a gunshot. I abruptly sit up, nearly falling down together with my chair. I instantly raise my head, meeting the gaze of a girl standing in the doorway. Oh, I thought we were playing as the girl. Is it? I forgot that when it says that it's like a romance story, I thought it was like a lesbian romance situation because the screenshots I only saw like the two girl characters. I totally forgot because that's to attract like the straight guys, since I have no interest in females. Didn't even think about it that they're talking to the player. Yeah, I thought it was just a love story between two girls. In the dim light of the corridor, her face is hidden in half shade. She stands in the doorway hesitantly, as if waiting for permission to come in. Although her body is short and petite, her chest sticks out, manifesting the dormant force inside her. I don't think that's what it's manifesting, but okay. The goggles on her head only partially tame short purple hair that seems alive. She isn't wearing the official uniform of Air Force units, but recognize a symbol on her shoulder, which slowly stirs my memory. Oh, is that a tattoo? Her big doe eyes sparkle with violet in the sunlight as she looks at me. Where have I seen her face before? It seems too familiar, like it belongs to a person I should already know. It occurs to me that I've never been next to someone so beautiful in my life. Dude, you need to get out more. So we're playing as Walter, okay. My gaze must be intense. It instantly makes her embarrassed. Already? She averts her eyes, pretending that the ceiling is the most fascinating thing in the room.
Sorry.
I didn't mean it like that. I mean, are you Walter? They told me my pilot was supposed to be here. I'm Alba. I know. I'm ashamed I didn't recognize her at once. Maybe because I was imagining someone more... I don't know. Who... Actually... I'd never seen the Lassplane before, so I didn't know what to expect. Their identity is a top secret. We don't even know how many they are. The attendees of this training program are elite soldiers who only answer to the king. I'm about to slap my forehead, but my last shred of dignity makes me stand up instead. Albatross. I'm sorry, I didn't recognize you at first. They told us you'd be coming later this week.
You know?
Oh yeah, I know. They changed my assignment out of the blue. I've heard so much about this place, about you. I hope it's not a problem. I can come by later. No, not at all. A range of emotions flashes on her face so quickly I can hardly follow. I immediately straighten my uniform. Wait a second. She heard about me? When I found out an actual Lassplane will be my training partner, I couldn't believe it. No greater honor could ever befall a pilot. What's a Lassplane? A last plane. So she becomes the plane that so the plane that we're riding is her. I was told the king himself chooses the pilots for his last planes. Yeah, so they become the planes, I think. Or is that what they call last planes? Part of me thought it was a mistake until the very end. Why would the king choose someone like me, a street rat from the capital? And yet she's here. She came. She came. Albatross is standing in the door to my quarters. Long years of training led me to this moment, to this place. To meeting a last plane I'll fly together with, side by side, leading her wings. No, you are riding her, okay. Is this how she imagined me, or did she expect someone else, like I did? She's still standing in the doorway, looking at me with wariness. I wish I was better prepared. I hold my head up, stick my chest out, and smile widely to compensate. Is she disappointed? The order may instruct her to trust me, but military drill won't force her heart. I approach her slowly, carefully, as if she was a wary animal, ready to escape. Gosh. You only have one chance to make a first impression, right? The clatter of my footsteps echoes in the quiet, empty quarters. Heavy boots stomp on the floor with little dignity. I clear my throat. It's nice to finally meet you, Alba. I'm Walter, your pilot. I stretch out my hand toward her, smiling sincerely. My mother always told me my smile is my greatest asset, yet I feel it doesn't impress her much. She nods at me, officially like a soldier, before she stretches out her hand too. I take it, trying to look normal. What did I expect? For her to look like a plane? Well, definitely not this. Where are we zooming on? Her hand seems so tiny in mine. Soft, smooth skin, as if she's never worked a physically demanding job. I can't believe she's the one with such a great and destructive power. Last planes were supposed to be angels of destruction, yet the first one I meet seems to be the most fragile thing in the world. Alba not only looked like a regular girl, she's nothing like other soldiers in the base. We shake hands like businessmen. She squeezes my hand twice as hard as necessary, as if trying to prove something. Perhaps she saw her reflection in my eyes. Perhaps she knows how I view her. Perhaps she wants to show me I'm wrong. Her hand may be tiny, but I notice an imperious gleam in her eyes. I bet she could punch me if I deserved it. Wow. So, we stand next to each other in silence until I feel silly. What should I say in such a situation? Hi, I'm Walter. Looks like I'm one hell of a pilot since you've been assigned to me. By the way, I heard you can turn into a plane. Are cars on the table too? Yeah, seems about right. How long have you been in the fortress? I see your bag behind you. No, not long at all. I just got here. I dropped by, talked to HQ, and decided to find you first. They tried to stop me from leaving, but I couldn't help myself. It's so beautiful here. HQ loved their protocols. Can't blame them. It's top secret base of the kingdom after all. Good thing that I'm a top secret soldier of the kingdom then. Wink. Tongue out. Point taken. I suppose last planes have more privileges than us regular grunts. Aren't you like the best pilot in the kingdom? Doesn't sound like a regular grunt to me. And your quarters look nothing like regular either. Well, this is not the correct representation of his quarters, because this looks like a community quarter, you know, because all those beds. When you put it that way, I bet they haven't assigned you quarters yet since you just arrived. I have my quarters assigned, thank you. It's these, actually. I stupidly look at her for a moment, wondering if she must have understood something. The quarters we're standing in are common, but they're for men. Oh, okay, so there aren't any core educational bedrooms in Sky Fortress. So what is she talking about? These? They're fast, but they might have made a mistake. These are male officers' quarters. They look pretty much the same, so I understand the confusion. I'll be sure to help you figure out your living arrangements when we get to HQ. Alba doesn't budge when I move towards the exit. With hands on her hips, she looks at me with a strange smile. Her confident gaze makes me freeze. She looks so sure there's no mistake. But it would mean...
You know?
There's no need. I saw these quarters during my flight. I really like your window. I asked to be assigned here and they agreed. It's now a female Lassplane quarters. Of course, with just one dude in there, right? Can you believe it? If there were flies at the altitude of the fortress, one would surely fly into my gaping mouth. She can't be serious. These are my quarters. I'm a decorated officer. There's no way HQ would give me quarters away just like that. But I'll be sure to help you figure out your new living arrangements with HQ. And to think I've just been pondering how pitiful she looks. Under her apparent wariness and fear lies quite a temper, and I'm not sure if I should unleash it. I mean, if that's what you... Which bed is yours? I guess it'll be easier if I take yours. I don't want to offend anyone. What about offending me? The girl has got some nerve, but at the same time she acts unaware of it. I sigh, thinking back to all the days I spent on the bed with a diary, spilling my soul on paper. It was perfect, so close to the night lamp and the dusk that I could stay up longer than my companions, not disturbing anyone with the main light. At the same time, it was the farthest place from the door, so nobody would go past me in the morning. And the window, Alba is right, it's magnificent. Too bad, I liked it. I wordlessly bid the window goodbye before opening my mouth to speak. The one by the window.
Awesome!
Oh, the best one. Great. I watched Alba pick up a bag twice as big as her and fling it over her shoulder without much effort. I would help her for some reason. I feel she wouldn't want that. She passes me in the doorway and I move aside, partially smitten by how direct she is, partially mad about losing a place to sleep. I shouldn't be surprised. Lassplanes are the most valuable units in our army. Each of them is worth at least a battalion of great soldiers. In addition, or above all, they answer directly to the king. HQ would probably rearrange half of the base for her if she asked. Even though I understand it well, I mourn my bed. I can't help it. I liked it. My whole life, I've attached great importance to my digs. I served on many bases, but I meticulously took care of my bunk bed in each one. I sigh again, this time more discreetly. I slowly follow her head, approaching the window and the view I was forced on when she entered. The beauty of the outside puts her at ease, or maybe it's taking over other people's territory that gives her a confidence boost. She sticks to the window and presses her nose against the glass.
Wow!
The view is fabulous. You can see the... Are they watchtowers? There are so many of them. I bet they're illuminated at night. Must be pretty. A little. The light that powers them shines in a pale blue glow. At night it's like northern lights. Northern lights? Haven't you heard of them? They're like a light show in the sky at night, but only in some parts of the world. I read about them in a book once. It sounds magical. I wish I could see them one day. Do you think there is a place on our island where they're visible? Not as far as I know. Pity. But, Walter, you can see the veil from here. I came closer to the window and looked at the horizon, squinting. Alba must have better eyes. Sometimes I think I can see the glow of a faraway barrier, but not today. The floating watchtowers keep the barrier up around the island. The previous generation still remember the day it was set up. When the king surrounded our island with a protective field, separating us from the rest of the world. Our people see the light as a symbol of renewal and freedom, but it incited greed and hatred in others. Remind me to ask the infirmary for glasses.
Unacceptable!
How come you're a pilot if you have a sight defect? It sounds dangerous. Maybe we'll fly closer one day so that you can see it. It was a joke. Oh, a poor one. I love the veil. Have you seen it up close? A few times, only on duty. I'm not one of the worshippers who make pilgrimage to the veil, but I'm sure travel agencies made a fortune on spectacular flights along the barrier.
Excuse me?
Hey, I would pay. I think the veil is gorgeous. My mom believes there's a divine power hidden in it. I wouldn't call it divine. The power comes from the light. As long as the light works, the veil will stand. And as far as we know, the light energy renews itself.
No way!
So you're calling my mom a liar? Yes. Double down. Always double down or you're gonna get fucked up these days. Double down. I'm so sorry, Miss Tross. I didn't mean to. Now that's a proper joke, Walter. I don't mind calling the veil divine. It has kept us safe and sound from the outside world for so long. Divine or not, it is our first line of defense, and we shouldn't assume it will always keep us safe. We must be ready, us soldiers, ready for the day when it may change. Peace has made us a little too comfortable in our bubble. I feel like many have forgotten what the world was like 100 years ago. Oh, remind us, Grandpa, what was it like back then? Hey now, I'm just saying we're the next line of defense. We should always be ready for war. You talk like a poster child for the army, Walter, like the one from the propaganda posters. If all else fails, our mighty soldiers shall protect the kingdom of Balestia. We need to be ready for the worst. The peace has made our children weak. Poster child? What does that even mean? Do you actually believe that? Believe what? Well, you're a decorated soldier. Is this what been motivating you for all this time? Serving the kingdom as a proud warrior? Uh-oh. Well, Walter seems to be kind of, you know. He believes in the cause, I think. What's the term? Straight arrow? Without a doubt. I can't select it. Oh, you have to select with X. Uh-oh. Those words aren't empty or robotic. Each of them is filled with the core of my existence. Which is good because they changed the confirmation. When you select the important decisions there, you have to select using X. And then when you progress the story, you press A, so you don't accidentally press, the option that you don't want. So that's good. They feel me when I was an unfledged cadet, getting stuck in the mud during morning drills. They glimmered on the first badge pinned to my chest. When I shot a weapon for the first time, they were a sweet aftertaste covering the bitterness of reality. Military service never was a dream of my childlike innocence. It was the unsaid experience of my father, feeding me the love of our motherland, for the island which has been good to our family for generations. And yet they became my support, the backbone keeping my body standing when treacherous exhaustion would sneak up on it. If we don't have morale, we might as well give up now. Right now. Is the truth, Alba? Uh-oh, she's getting horny now. Whatever happens, I will be ready to serve the kingdom in every way I can. And I'm always prepared for the worst. Uh-oh. You're so pessimistic. Oh no, she doesn't like that. Do you hate flowers too? I don't mind the violet ones, thank you for asking. But I'm trying to be realistic. There's no guarantees in this world. Isn't that the truth? We're in Sky Fortress for a reason. The Lassplane project is also here for a reason, isn't it? You're the elite force that can protect the kingdom from the evils of the world. She doesn't look away, but I suddenly see she's embarrassed. She's blushing, her cheeks burning in the shade of cherry blossoms, while her lips are pursed into a thin line of unease. Only now do I notice that her confident smile hides a seed of fear. It lurks deep in her purple irises like a distant, dark force slipping its tendrils into reality. Although I should expect it, I'm surprised. I can't believe what I'm seeing. Alba seems to be a great contradiction. On one side, there's a fragile girl in front of me, questioning her skills, seemingly lighter than the bag she brought. Yet the same fragility has a power hidden inside, a power capable of destroying this whole base with everyone inside. Her bag is already on my bed. In just one step, she took hold of my bedroom. I'm not going to argue. The veil may be reminding me of the other side of the coin we were given by fate. But right now, I don't need to convince her to abandon the feeling of stability it gives her. But hey, let's stop debating the hypotheticals. I'm not the only one with the ability to put problems off. Alba nods vigorously. A smile returns to her face. It suits her, although I prefer she didn't throw me out of my bedroom with such glee. The twist here is she wants to sleep with you, you ass. You're so stupid. This is the first day in Sky Fortress. We got to celebrate. How about a tour around the base? I thought you'd never ask. She couldn't hide the excitement in her eyes, even if she wanted to. Sky Fortress is breathtaking. I'm not surprised a mere thought of sightseeing cheers her up. I mean, since you're going to be Match, or is you going to be her pilot, what do you think is going to happen? You guys going to sleep separately? You guys need to sync up. When I got here a week ago, I had the same reaction. A sparkle in her eye suddenly joins the impish smile. I've already learned it's not a good sign. Oh, and don't worry about the quarters. You don't have to pack right away. Uh-huh. There'll be plenty of time after the tour. Thanks, I'll take care of it later. Uh-huh, Sky Fortress awaits. Why is she? She just trying to give her a nice surprise. We leave the quarters and head to the main plaza. Alright, I think I'm gonna stop here. It's a lot of reading for sure. And that was like, what, 20 minutes of reading? Something like, 30 minutes. Oh shit, it didn't even feel like 30 minutes. So that means that at least the narrative is not that boring. You know, it's engaging enough. I think there needs to be more though, because they're just talking. Kind of empty mostly. Above us, there's only the sky, rarely marked by white trails of passing planes. You need to put some spice in there, you know. The plaza is nearly empty at this time of the day, although it's usually filled with crowds. It's the main communication hub of the base, connecting all important places. Sky Fortress resembles a beautiful town out of the picture, but I describe it more as a perfectly functioning machine. Everyone knows what they need to do at any time of the day. Okay, let's see what she has to say, and then we're going to save the game. Nobody wanders aimlessly, well, except for us. Despite the empty plaza, you can feel the base bustling with life. Chatter comes from afar, and an appetizing smell fills the air. And they could have actually animated the background a little bit, you know, just help out with the presentation. It's coming from the kitchen where the headquarters is preparing dinner. Oh! We visit the green park, its high trees providing blissful shade on hot days. It was ensured that nobody in the fortress would miss the ground left far below. They say that when designing the base, the king gathered experts from mountain regions who were used to living at such a height. So we have alleys between the trees and flowers pollinated in some complicated ways. The quartermaster even has a small garden where he tries to grow fruits and vegetables. I show it to Alba from afar because I know if someone caught me trying to get inside. What? I show it to Alba from afar because I know if someone caught me trying to get inside, I'd be the main course for dinner. The quartermaster is very serious about three yellow tomatoes growing there. The soil in Sky Fortress isn't too fertile, even though it was brought from the island. Leaving the park, we naturally return to the plaza. When I first got here, I learned that if I ever get lost, I should keep walking. It's not an exaggeration. All roads do lead to the plaza. Flowers climb up from some of the buildings if trying to get higher, as high as possible despite the altitude in thin air. A trolley crosses the sky lazily, traveling from the eastern to the western part of the base. I like this place, and I can see that Tross likes it too. I admit, her presence distracts me. Every day I was told the last plane assigned to me would be more than just my co-worker. See, you've been told. We must become one in battle. An extension of each other. Why did I see the thing sometimes when I look at games on Steam, right? Because I check out my discovery queue quite often on Steam. Like if I'm just sitting in front of the computer, nothing else is really going on, I would just open up my discovery queue and just go through the 10 items or 11 items that you get access to per query. Like when I saw this game, I was like, oh, a visual novel that's actually also a shoot 'em up, and there's an arcade mode. I said, okay, sounds promising. I look at the screenshot, and sometimes when I'm interested in the game, I just look at the screenshot, I look at the description, I play the trailer a little bit. I really thought this was like a lesbian love story. I should have known better. It's always about some guy and his waifus. Years of my training, nay, of my life boiled down to this moment, to meeting this other person. It's so surreal to finally meet her. So I thought, like two female friends who are like in an army. This is what I imagined the story was. And they're fighting together, and then they're falling in love. So yeah, I really thought it was like a lesbian love story. I guess I didn't believe it would actually happen until it did. How can I stay calm while giving a tour to the most important person in the base?
Possible.
I heard many stories about Sky Fortress, but I never imagined it'd be so beautiful up here. The air is so fresh and crisp, I can almost taste it. I could get used to this. It's truly one of a kind. I've been to many places, and trust me, nothing compares to this. But I bet you've seen more things in life than anyone here. Oh, really? Why? We don't really know much about the Lassplanes project. You're also the first Lassplane I've ever seen. Hell, your entire life is a mystery to me. I could ask you 1,000 questions and would never get bored with it. Like, I know the Lassplanes headquarters location is top secret, even among our own, but she smirks with amusement.
You know?
Yeah, it's absolutely top secret. Only the king knows the exact coordinates. But when I look into your pretty eyes, dear pilot, my heart melts. I feel I should tell you all about it. I mean, we just met, but... Oh, you know what I didn't... that I didn't mean it like that. Cut the sarcasm. A laughter echoes in the room we're touring. She's not professional at all. It's light, chipper, and girlish. No matter how much I want to, I can't see a killing machine in this young girl. I poke her with my elbow, trying to stop her laughter. She pokes me back, so I moved away just to be safe, doing my best to stay serious. Who knows, maybe if I hit her rib, she'll turn into a plane in the middle of the base. I can already imagine the questions from furious HQ officers. Walter, you were supposed to cooperate with last plane we assigned to you. We're disappointed with your unprofessional attitude. The other one unprofessional. Making the last plane sleep in the same bed as the pilot. I imagine that her life, however hidden in the fog of mystery, was significantly different from a regular soldier's path like mine. The people we pass notice us and nod with recognition. Some of them even salute with respect. But I can see I'm not the only one attracting attention. I'm not surprised she was embarrassed for my comrades, also their first time seeing a last plane in person. They look at her with shock and fascination, as if she wasn't a fellow soldier like them, but a walking legend. Which, admittedly, she kinda is. If the light represents our freedom and Sky Fortress our power, then Alba is a symbol of hope. She shows that whatever happens, powerful Lassplanes are ready to repel the evil lurking behind the veil. I was stationed in many outposts, not only Lassplanes base. I've seen many corners of our beautiful kingdom, but nothing as fabulous as this. Sky Fortress has some breathtaking views, especially when the sun is just above the horizon. I've heard that people complain about the poor climate here, but I don't mind. Besides, I take a mountain hike over a beach resort any day. I mean, I can understand them. We live on an island. I miss the warmth. It's colder here, and at the same time, the sun can burn you to a crisp. Sometimes when you run, it's harder to breathe because of the altitude. I'll take your invitation to a beach resort then. I'll make sure to pass it along once I get one. But I love it here. I'm glad to hear that. We're going to stay here for a while. And I'll make sure you feel at home, even though you just stole my bed. You mean my bed? I'm sure none of these people would mind if I took theirs, Walter. They'd feel honored if I did. HQ will definitely assign you something nice, my dear pilot. Oh, they're not gonna sleep together, okay. Maybe they'll even give you a ticket to a beach resort. I sigh. Losing my bedroom still hurts. But it's not really your bedroom, it's a community bedroom. I suppose it's important you have a good night's sleep before our first mission. Huh? This reminds me. I should go and talk to HQ before they throw me out. I was supposed to get back to them like an hour ago. Go then. I wouldn't want to get the last plane in trouble. I'll take my stuff from the quarters in the meantime, I guess. How kind of you. Thank you for the tour, my pilot. Meet me later. You haven't shared the location of the canteen with me yet. Of course they like to eat. I take my meal planning very seriously, soldier. My apologies, Miss Tross. I'll make sure your meal is served on time. I laugh. Neither of us is serious. Maybe Alba is the first last plane in the Sky Fortress, and I'm the best pilot in the base, but we don't pay attention to it now. I feel comfortable with her, even though we just met. It's as if I've known her for ages. We share the responsibility on our shoulders, yet it's the last thing we want to talk about. We return to the plaza together, and I show her the way to the HQ offices. Then I return to her quarters. Okay, I should stop. I can't stop. It takes me 15 minutes to collect my possessions from the brutally confiscated quarters. My new room is similar to the last one, but the most comfortable bed is already taken, and its owner isn't eager to switch. Why would he want to switch if that's the best bed in the room, you know? I'm trying to make peace with a horrible loss. Waiting for Alba, I can't help but circle the quarters, peeking out at the corridor from time to time to see if she's approaching. I've been feeling a surge of new energy since she came. A mail drone already delivered me a confirmation from HQ. This is really happening. I can imagine our test flight. When will it be? In a few days? The longer I think about it, the harder it is to stay put. When will she come back? I have so many questions for her. What does her transformation look like? What was it like to control the light as a regular mortal? I feel like my head is going to explode. Why is she taking so long? Is she already in trouble for wandering around? The last thing I want is to inconvenience her. Hesitating for a long while, I finally head to the door with a grand plan to find Tross. I'll pretend I just want to discuss the details about test flight, now with the official permission from HQ. I tighten my grip on my piece of paper, unconsciously crumpling it more. Admittedly, it can wait until dinner. It's not urgent or important, but I left my doubt unanswered and just go ahead. I think I know Sky Fortress in and out. All its attractions and possible hiding spots, and yet Tross is nowhere to be found. Not HQ, not in her quarters, not in the canteen. Wandering around Sky Fortress like a ghost, slowly lose confidence. Okay, let's save here. Yeah, story is not bad, but for a visual novel shmup fusion, I think they can't have like the visual novel part like too long, you know, like 10 minutes tops maybe, and then let us play the shmup, because you're trying to attract like two audiences here, you know, two types of audience. And I'm more into I don't mind visual novels. I do have plenty of them. I've played a lot of them, but I don't mind them. But because this is a fusion, I'm kind of expecting, the shmup portion to be peppered in, like, on a consistent basis. I know there's an arcade mode, but I was thinking maybe, like, in the visual novel portion, they have, like unique setup that's not in the arcade mode, just to get the story, just to add to the story. But it's all right. Story's okay. Need to be more exciting though. But we just started. It says 10 minutes. How is it saying 10 minutes? Oh no, that's the time. Yeah, I know. I've been reading. Oh my god, for 40 minutes. So close to 35 minutes or something like that. 35, 40 minutes. All right. Against Death is named Chapter 1, but so far it hasn't been that exciting. It's just normal. But they can stretch this shit. I mean, so far they've been stretching the story because I want to get to the meat of it. But they're stretching this kind of long. Well, I'll stick to it and see what happens.